All right, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a long time. It's been months, and I started this thing and didn't really plan it very well based on where I was going to be in my life. So y'all are probably wondering, or maybe not wondering, where have I been for the last few months? Do I still care about bourbon? Is it still an interest? Is this channel going to go anywhere, or can you just unsubscribe? Today, in this video, I'm going to answer all of those questions: where I've been, what I've been doing, what I've been drinking, what bottles I've got. Stay tuned. We're going to cover it all. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So, when I started this channel, I was, in one place. I was here in Knoxville doing this channel. It was very easy. It was convenient. What I didn't realize, what I didn't plan, I guess you could say, is that this summer I was working out of state and I really didn't have a good way to make the videos. It just didn't make sense. It wasn't logical. And I kind of just made videos up until the day I left. And then the day I left, I just stopped making videos. And so this summer, I was all over the place. I was in Montgomery, I was in Mississippi. I spent some time here. I was just busy and didn't make any videos. But I did get some bottles. I will say I have slowed down a lot on the bottles I get. Like, I haven't been getting as much bourbon lately as I used to. Just want to spend more time appreciating the bottles I have, but I had some opportunities to get some bottles that were really exciting. This isn't all the bottles I got this summer. It's been probably 3-4 months since I made a video. So this isn't all of them by any means, but this is, some of the highlights of the summer. And I will say there's going to be a very big surprise. And then I think at the end of the video, I'm going to intro something that I'm trying to get, into and trying to learn more about. So maybe y'all can comment when we get to that point and drop some suggestions. But this summer, yeah, it was great. I didn't really go out of my way to hunt bourbon, I would say. And obviously I did get some cool bottles and I'm not going to show in this video just for the sake of time. I don't want to go through every single bottle. I kind of want to hit the high points, and I also just kind of want to hit the bottles that I think are cool to me. So y'all might not be familiar with one or two of these, but I just think it's phenomenal. I think it's one of the best pours I've had this year, and I think it's a distillery that deserves some more recognition. So a couple of these are unicorns. I will warn y'all, but we're not going to start with the unicorn. So first bottle I got this summer, we'll start with a 13th Colony cask strength. So I've actually never owned anything from 13th Colony. I just got this bottle yesterday. So I don't know if that really counts for my out-of-town bottles, but I had wanted this bottle in particular for a while because it's like the next step up from the entry-level like $40 bottle, but it's somewhat attainable. It depends on where you are. Y'all might not be able to get it, but I was able to get it not too hard. And I got it yesterday. I plan to open it, pretty soon. I've heard good things about it. It's not like a crazy allocated bottle that everybody wants and everybody's getting and everyone's obsessed with, but generally the people that get it, they say it's good. And I think it's a cool distillery. It's in Americus, Georgia. It's a cool thing, and they offer a couple of those, top of the line, the double oak cask strength and the 15th anniversary. I would love to have either of those one day. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but this to me is going to be my introduction into 13th Colony. So that is the first bottle that I got this summer that I thought was a cool pickup. So second bottle of the summer, let's go with, and some of y'all might have this isn't super rare, but it is a barrel Mizunara cask finish. So I think I had seen a bunch of videos on this. I think I was in a liquor store. I had heard rave reviews about it. Somebody in my local Facebook group had been talking about it, I think. And I'm not usually a barrel guy, to be quite honest with y'all. It's expensive. It's really good. One of my favorite pours ever was barrel. It's just really expensive for blended whiskey. It's typically over $80 for a bottle of it. So I've never leaned towards barrel, but I found myself wanting to buy a bottle of bourbon, and it was, to me at least, the best option in the store. And I was like, this is something new. I'll give it a try, and I really like it. I think I would buy the bottle again. It was probably $80, $85 out the door maybe. But the Mizunara finish, it's delicious. I haven't had it in a while, but It's really like that creamy kind of, I wouldn't say butterscotch, but almost like a French, not French vanilla, but like a vanilla cream almost to it. And a little bit of honey maybe on there. It's really good. It's not a thick mouthfeel. It's a little bit light on the mouthfeel, but I really like the palate. The profile that this gives is kind of just up my wheelhouse. Personally, it might not be everybody's favorite, but I really like it, and I would buy another bottle. So that's number 2 bottle this summer is the Barrel Mizunara Finish. So third on this list, this is an exciting bottle to me. I think this is a really cool distillery. I got to meet the guy that owns it, and I had wanted one for a while. I just couldn't find one that was old enough. They're expensive, as a lot of these craft distilleries are. They tend to be $70, $80, $90, $100 for a bottle, just because their overhead costs are higher per bottle because they don't have as much quantity. So I had wanted one. I couldn't find one that was old enough to justify the, I think, 80, 70, maybe $70 price tag. I couldn't find one that was old enough until finally got to the point where I was like, all right, this is good enough. I'm going to buy it. My buddy had one that was like a year and a half older. It was amazing. This one's not as good, but it was cheaper. So it is the Detling Single Barrel Cast Strength Bourbon. This is 59 months old. I wanted 60. I got as close as I could possibly get to 5 years, but it's really good. This thing is a straight chocolate bomb. The other night I had a Wendy's Frosty, and then later in the night I had a pour of this, and I'm not being dramatic in any way, but it was scary how similar the two tasted. Like, this thing is a chocolate. It's not dark chocolate. It is like a milky, creamy, malty chocolate, and it is delicious. It's almost like biting into a Hershey's bar. If you like chocolate, this is going to blow your socks off. You're going to love it. It's not an every night pour just because it's so unique. You don't want to drink something that's that chocolate forward every single night, but it's proofed perfectly. It's phenomenal. I think the older you can get with Detling, the better it's going to be. I think that's kind of the coverall statement for any distillery, for any bottle. I had a buddies who had a 66 month maybe, and it blew this thing out of the water. So that just goes to say a few extra months in South Alabama. That's where this is from. It's from South Alabama. It's down near, I think, the Florida line. It's Atmore, Alabama. So everything ages a lot quicker there. Yeah, a month helps there. As old as you can get, go for it. This stuff is awesome. I would highly recommend it to anybody. This is going to be the last of, let's say, the normal bottles in this video. The next 2 are going to be unicorns. I didn't plan these this summer. Just kind of worked out to where it was, a great opportunity, or one of them was a lottery win. So we'll see what that might be. But the Detling is the number 3 bottle that I thought this summer was really cool, and I had been wanting to get one all summer. It took me a few months to find one old enough to get it. Y'all, a lot of you might not have this in your area, but if you find yourself in the Southeast, specifically, I think Alabama carries a lot of it. Georgia, I think, has it. Louisiana, Mississippi. You have to get a bottle. It's awesome. It's a regional whiskey, and it's phenomenal. So that's number 3. So on to the heavy hitters for this video. This is going to be awesome. I don't think I've mentioned either of these on a video yet. One of them I didn't get until mid-July. It was a lottery win. But the first one we're going to go with, I essentially got this in a trade. I sold a bottle and bought this. Equal value, offset each other, is a Thomas Handy. I got this, I think, late May maybe. I can't remember when I got it, but I basically got rid of one bottle to get this bottle, and the reason it's not opened is because right after I got it, we had several pours of a friend's who was the same year. This is the 2022, I believe, and it was phenomenal, but it was kind of like, I just drank his. I don't need to drink Handy again tomorrow night. So yeah, I haven't opened it yet. I know what it tastes like. It's really, really good. If you're paying secondary, I don't think many bottles are worth secondary. I just had it to where I had a bottle that was worth about what this was worth, and it made sense to do basically an even trade. But I think these are going for like $450, $500. I would probably advise against you spending that straight out of pocket. but I will say it is a really good whiskey. That's my experience with 2022 specifically. I have not had the 2023, but that is the first unicorn that is going to be going onto the table in this video. Let's get on to the second. So the second unicorn, I was driving to work one day in Montgomery and my phone gave me a notification that I got an email from the ABC lottery. And I had never won a lottery before until midsummer when a email notification alerted me that I had won a George T. Stag for retail. Needless to say, that was about the most exciting drive to work you could possibly have, but I live in Virginia. I was working in Alabama, so I ended up having to drive to Virginia to pick up this bottle. It was well worth it. Obviously, it's like $120 retail. You can't beat that. You can't beat it. You cannot beat that. And right after I won this bottle, we had a little gathering with friends, and I ended up getting to try the 2023. This is the 2023, the 135 proof. And for better or worse, I got to try the bottle before I got it. So all of the anticipation, I guess you could say, was out the window because I knew exactly what it tastes like. It was the neck pour, to be fair. It was a fresh pour of another GTS 2023, and it was really, really, really good. But I think the way things in life work and in bourbon, when you have really high anticipation for something, especially a bottle of George T. Stag that sells for $700 on the secondary market, there's no bottle of whiskey, in my opinion, that tastes like it's worth $700, so it's good to get this stuff for retail. But I will say it was delicious. Nothing of this hype is ever going to meet expectations. I say that to say I'm really excited to open this. I'm going to save it for a really special occasion. I think I'm going to save it for the bachelor trip when I get married and open it with a bunch of close friends and just tell stories over it and just cherish it because it really is a special bottle, and I'm just really, really grateful that I got to win one. I never thought I'd win a lottery. It just seems like I was never going to win. I had entered them for years and years and years, and for the one that I won to be such a cool bottle, I'm so grateful. So that's number 5 of the coolest bottles I got of the summer. This is by far the coolest bottle of the summer. I think we could all agree. I don't need to go into the details of what the other ones were. But yeah, George T. Stag. And then in the next segment of this video, I'm going to talk about something I'm trying to get into a little bit. It's a pivot from bourbon. Y'all might, take a hint at what it might be, but give me 1 second and we'll jump into that. All right, we are back, and we are back with a glass with something in it. So what is in this glass it's something new to me. I have never really dabbled in this type of whiskey. I thought it was really interesting because the bourbon market's getting really crowded. It's hectic, and I hate having to fight people for bottles. I hate having to pay secondary. I hate having to enter lotteries. I hate having to wait in lines. It's madness, and everybody wants it. And to me, at least, it's kind of run its race. It's kind of like it eliminates the sort of the fun of it because there's all these great whiskeys out there that should be attainable that aren't attainable, and like there's great bourbons on the shelf. There's tons of great bourbons on the shelf. I have a ton of bottles behind me that you can get on the shelf. But it's like there's other types of whiskey out there that you don't have to hunt, to the ends of the earth to get the best bottle. The best bottles are already on the shelf, and at some point this summer I was like, that's a pretty cool concept. I can walk into a store and get the best bottle of X, Y, and Z. So what I have in my glass today is a pour of Bourbon 14. This is actually the first bottle of scotch I've ever bought in my life. A couple of my close friends are really into scotch, so I asked them, I was like, what's the verdict on Bourbon 14? They're like, it's a great introductory pour, you'll love it. And I think when I first tasted it, it was just like that scotchy, I don't know what it is, but it was off-putting at first, but I've gone back to it. I think I've had 2 or 3 pours out of it, and it's really grown on me. I think scotch is going to be something that I might actually start to pivot into, and if there's anyone out there that likes scotch, that has a scotch collection, or has a little bit of background knowledge on scotch, I'd love some recommendations on stuff I should try. I really like this, so if there's something out there that has a similar profile to this, I don't like the peaty stuff. Please don't recommend that, because I will not buy it. I cannot stand it. It makes me want to throw up. But if there's any, and I really don't know anything about Scotch at all, so if y'all could give me tips, give me info, if you could give me recommendations on bottles to try. Like I said, this has really grown on me, and I've really grown to like it. So if I could get some recommendations on stuff that might be similar to this Open 14, we can do some, reviews and tasting notes and profiles of some scotches. But we're obviously going to stick with the bourbon. I think going forward, we're going to do bottle by bottle, and we're going to do some fun videos too and some hauls, but I'm going to try to slow the hauls down. And I think some of these, cool bottles, unique bottles, and obviously some rare bottles, we're just going to do reviews and talk about them and do some blinds and comparison and try to keep y'all interested and entertained. So that is today's video. That's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. Those are some of the bottles I've gotten and some of the stuff I'm trying to get into. So yeah, let me know what you thought about those bottles. Let me know if you've won a lottery. What's the coolest bottle you've won? And sorry, the dog's smelling the George T. Stagg. But let me know what you've won. And if there's anybody that's into Scotch out there, please leave a comment, give me some advice, and give me some bottles I should try. So thank y'all for watching, and we will see you in the next video before this bottle of George T. Stagg gets kicked over. See y'all next time.